First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakahak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS. Shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching His word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you sisters, learning the silence and staying in order. So, I was looking into, the devices of the wicked and, the methods of war that this man has always used. And he breaks his own treaties, his own contracts. He don't respect nothing, right? So what's going on out there in the Middle East? I'm not gonna say too many names because I'm not trying to get flagged again. But it's I've seen videos where one party appears to be using white phosphorus. It's technically a chemical, but it's not classified as one. But it is a chemical nonetheless, because what it does is that when you put this thing in the air, it reacts with the air, and it ignites. So I'm just gonna read the definition. I don't want to butcher the definition. That way we know what we're dealing with, to know who we're dealing with and who's using it, right? It's like giving a bully a firecracker and seeing what he does. Right, white phosphorus. Key facts. White phosphorus is a chemical, waxy solid substance, typically appearing yellowish or colorless, and some have described its odor as resembling garlic. It ignites instantly upon contact with oxygen. It is often used by militaries to illuminate battlefields. Illuminate battlefields. That's how hot this thing gets. At nighttime, it can light up like flares. Right? It says generate a smoke screen as an incendiary. So it's used basically to create a wall. Again, this stuff burns. So even if you're using it as a smoke screen, it's a really effective one, because nobody's gonna want to go through that smoke. It says, once ignited, white phosphorus is very difficult to extinguish. It sticks to surfaces like skin and clothing. Once this thing sticks to you, it starts to burn because of the oxygen. And imagine trying to scrape off this thing off your arm while it's sticking to you. You're gonna pull out flesh and everything. So, it's almost impossible to get it off you. It says white phosphorus is harmful by all routes of exposure. White phosphorus can cause deep and severe burns, penetrating even through bone, and has been known to reignite after initial treatment. Right? So you could get most of this off. You could get this thing under wrap, put some ointment on it, and the Vaseline covers it for a little while. Let's just say that Vaseline dries up and you still got a little bit of powder on that skin. It's going to reignite. Right, it says white phosphorus can cause deep and severe burns, penetrating even through bone, and has been known to reignite after initial treatment. After exposure, the priority is to stop the burning process. The smoke from burning phosphorus is also harmful to the eyes and respiratory tract due to the presence of phosphoric acids and phosphine. Now, if you see that these devils are using these things on their enemies over there, it will be no surprise to know that they will use it over here. Not to mention all the other chemical. Once all hell breaks loose, once the norm is crushed, once life as you know it doesn't exist, all these rules that he put up, that he's already breaking, rest assured that he's going to break them to the umpteenth power. All gloves are off. Well, all bets are off. This man has a really bad track record of, for one, keeping his word, and two, trying to create peace. It says effects of exposure. White phosphorus is harmful by all routes of exposure. It can be absorbed in toxic amounts following ingestion or dermal exposure. That means on the skin. The smoke from burning phosphorus is harmful to the eyes and respiratory tract, and phosphorus oxides dissolved in moisture to form phosphoric acids. Systemic effects may be delayed for up to 24 hours after exposure. In severe cases of exposure, delayed systematic effects can include cardiovascular effects and collapse, as well as renal and hepatic damage and depressed consciousness and coma. Death may occur from shock, hepatic or renal failure, central nervous system, or myocardial damage. Right on the eyes, it says white phosphorus particles may cause corneal burns and perforation. Exposure to the smoke from burning phosphorus may cause ocular irritation, blepharospasms, blepharospasms, can't even say that word, photophobia, lacrimation, and conjunctivitis. Right, this is just among a few. So these people have been, doing too much for too long, man. They have to be stopped. Continually stroking the people, man. That's what he's been doing. He needs to be stopped. This is Isaiah chapter 14, and start at verse 4. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, right? Because Esau is the king of Babylon, and Amalek is running the entire earth, man, which is a tribe of Esau. He's running Babylon, he's running the world. So thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased, right? Because all the bull crap and all the things that this wicked kingdom has done is no longer going to be winked at anymore by the other nations. The other nations are getting stronger and starting to stand up to this bully, right? Scriptures talk about let the weak say I am strong, right? Because they're getting ready to move on this place, man. It says, verse 5, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger, right? You got to be a real angry person to rain down phosphorus on children. You got to be real evil, man, to do these things. And put cement inside of water supplies, continuing the oppression you have on people, right? It says, verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with continual stroke. Those people mostly will be Israel here in Babylon, continuously suffering from the hands of the wicked, man. But this Edomite's hand stretched past, Babylon throughout all the entire earth, man. See, and none hindereth. Right? When this bastard is taken out of power, right? Everything's gonna be cool. Everything's gonna be peaceful, man. Because he was created to be the destroyer on earth, man. But once his purpose is done, everything's gonna be at peace, right? Verse 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Verse 8. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars and of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow hath come against us, right? Because even these Islam countries are going to be happy that this then wicked is put to a halt. Call all Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai for that. Now let's watch some of the videos on this phosphorus.
here. This is, I guess, in Bakhmut, with a Ukrainian soldier observing the fireworks-style white phosphorus coming down from the sky. It can either be deployed via a shell from a mortar or a artillery round, or it can be airdropped.
Hey, Salakia, look at it, man. It says white phosphorus burns readily with flames of 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit. Man.
Well, in this particular case, the white phosphorus is coming down from the sky, and the soldier is saying, I'm watching where it's landing. I will remove it from cars if it hits any of our cars. White phosphorus will burn on contact through most metal, organic, inorganic tissue. It'll leave severe burns in human beings. It is not banned per se, as most armies out there use it, including the Russians, the Israeli, and the U.S. The oldest use of it was as Willie Pete in World War II by U.S. and Brits, later used in Vietnam, in Israel, Gaza conflicts, in Chechnya, and now in Ukraine.
Wow.
Is Israel using white phosphorus as a weapon on civilians in Gaza? Human Rights Watch say these white clouds filmed earlier in the week over the port of Gaza are white phosphorus munitions. But the Israeli military denies using them. White phosphorus is a chemical substance that ignites instantly when it comes into contact with oxygen and burns until it's all gone. It's incredibly powerful at spreading fires and is poisonous to humans. If this chemical rains down on you, it causes painful, toxic burns, and inhaling it can cause organ damage or even death. White phosphorus is not technically a chemical weapon, and using it as a smokescreen is allowed in war. But detonating it over populated areas in broad daylight is considered a war crime. The IDF has told us that they don't use white phosphorus in Gaza, and without on-the-ground analysis, it's really hard to know for sure. But the Israeli military has been accused of using white phosphorus bombs on civilians in the past, and now those concerns are being raised again. Is Israel using...
I found my first instance of deceptive imagery persuasion, or DIP, come out of the incursion into Gaza. A Twitter user named Rami Abdul claimed this explosion was white phosphorus. I don't believe it is for a number of reasons. White phosphorus is typically used to create smoke screens, although it can be used as an incendiary. You don't typically need a
Is that white phosphorus right there?
Yep, that's white phosphorus air burst. White phosphorus is used to obscure yourself from the enemy. We have a strong relationship with Native Hawaiians. We have the utmost respect for the community here.
When is it gonna stop? When are they gonna realize that the Hawaiians have nothing left?
Yeah, they're doing out there in Hawaii as well.
Phosphorus is an element that can come in a few different forms. One of the most reactive forms is white phosphorus, and a while ago, I was able to get some chunks of it. It's stored underwater to protect it from air, and the moment I take it out, it starts smoking. This is because it's reacting with oxygen and letting off phosphorus oxides. It's often used to make large amounts of smoke, but it's also sometimes used as a weapon, which is a bit terrifying. This is because white phosphorus is not only very toxic, it's also super hard to put out when it's on fire. To test this, I'm just going to light this small piece. It immediately starts burning and splashing, but I can put it out by just smothering it, which makes it seem not that bad. However, because it's so reactive with air, this is what happens when I take away the dish. Phosphorus is an element that can come in a few different...
Fire! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Come on, keep it going! Hey, fire! Miss! Ah! Holy fuck!
Yo, Esau, so, I'm not going to say the word, but you know, he's a B word for that. Man, you see, we know why you create weapons, man. You want people to like die slow and suffer and really use terror. You're a terror, man. You know, but Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is real terror, right? And one day you're gonna have to, you know, take account for what you've done. Second Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? You know, and some of your devices are in some of these devices are the contracts that he signs, the rules and regulations to regulate other people from using the same weapons in the fashion that he would use it, right? He got snares all around. Basically, this whole Middle Eastern conflict was just to level out Gaza for you to have more territory, right, for what's coming. It's a much bigger war you're getting prepared for. And you're getting that land by any means, fooling the people and getting support from other countries. And you playing the victim. You know, we're not ignorant of the things that, you know, you put in place to deceive the people, because you're the grand deceiver, right? And I wanted to bring that story out about with the white phosphorus, because, you know, if he's using it over there, he's gonna use it over here as well, among other banned chemical weapons. That's all I gotta say on that, man. Shalom.